All right. I was not going to do a Periscope this evening because it's just me, but I wanted to just shoot this. We have a little dog. I'm going to show you. Actually, we have two. This one just finished up. This is going to go on our YouTube channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Blake Rodriguez with Dream Come True Canine. I have a two-floor dog training facility in New York City, Manhattan. And we're working with dogs of all breeds, all sizes, all behavior problems, happy-go-lucky dogs, really, really severe dogs, everything. Show you who we have here today. We have Maggie, who's playing with the basketball. We got my dog, Soko. Darcy just finished up eating. This is his bowl here. We're gonna be training on a scary remote collar with the smallest dog in the room, and that is this girl right here. Right? She has nothing on but a remote collar. We are not shocking, what's up, Dawn? Shocking her into compliance. In fact, I'm gonna let her demeanor and everything do the talking. The reality is, we already have her doing everything without the remote collar. That's not why we train the remote collar, right? The remote collar is a communication device to get your relationship to the next level. College, get rid of a leash and still be able to have communication and give additional information when a dog needs it. It does not need to be used for positive punishment corrections only. It's actually a really, really awesome remote Bluetooth, basically. Instead of having the auxiliary wire, that the only way I can play music on that Beats by Dre speaker is if I have an auxiliary wire from my cell phone to there. No, I have Bluetooth, right? I can actually play it from the same phone that I'm recording on and it's going to there, right? So that's what we're talking about, communication device. It's getting to the point where, because this is the reality. Your dog listens, your dog can have fun in this, and this is just your voice. You can go really high with your voice. You can also go really low. So I can talk to you like this all the time, but if like you're really dialed in, I can just communicate. And believe it or not, this can be used that way also. I was actually gonna say something pretty important. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to. I mean, you're gonna want to see this. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna prop this up over here so you're gonna see the entire work in a little bit. It is, because that's what it is. Thank you, I appreciate it. It is Bluetooth, right? And I was gonna say something specific about that. When we're doing the remote collar stuff, really all we're doing is transferring. And the truth is, all dogs, you can get them to a really, really good place. But if you're outside, I don't want the dog that only listens like in a sterile environment. I want a dog that's also gonna listen around distractions. And when you're using your leash, the reality is you're using the leash to stop your dog from restraining, to going over there or this and that. Most people would love to have an off-leash dog like no matter what in New York City. I can walk my dogs off-leash in New York City, but that's not the reason why I use the leash. It's a communication device, right? What if I can transfer that communication device to something invisible, right? And not hurt a dog, right? So I'm gonna show you how happy this girl is. Happy-go-lucky stuff. She's over there in the corner. This is working her for her dinner. I'm gonna prop this up right here. Yeah, so check this. Yeah, I mean, I let my dog like chase deer, squirrels, all that good stuff, and I can call him on a dime without hurting him. Okay, so we're right there. I can call him on a dime without like hurting him. He freaking loves it. Like when this thing comes out, he knows what it means. Like we're doing a lot of off-leash stuff. Does he respond off-leash without it? All the time. I mean, anyone that has seen my videos know that. But you wanna like be sure, you wanna have that safety, right? I mean, we always have like on an airplane, like the mask that drops in the events, like all those things, right? Doesn't mean that you're necessarily gonna be using it. And actually when you're training, you are using it more often than not. You're not just using it. This is very interesting, right? So the way we use the remote collar, we teach the dog what to do way before we teach the dog what not to do, right? That's number one. When you're doing that, it would be the equivalent of, let's assume I'm your boss, right? And the only time I talk to you is when I'm yelling at you. Every time you see me coming to your cubicle, coming to your desk, wherever you work, you know I'm gonna yell at you. So you're like, you see me coming, shit, here he comes, right? You have that experience with me, right? If that's the only experience you have, and I never am like, hey, good job, this and that, and using my voice, I'm only using my voice to yell at you, what happens is it takes on, how are you? It takes on a negative approach, right? Or a negative association. So, we want to make sure when we're using the remote collar, we're not using it as a last resort where I tried everything, now I have to hurt this dog. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. It should be a lot of positive experiences, a lot of fun stuff. We're going outside, this is going on, we're going to work you for your food. You feel this, that means I'm talking to you, right? We train a ridiculous amount of deaf dogs on this tool, right? It's how we can actually have a voice to speak to them. So I just want to throw that in the air for people that have heard about it, have heard bad things. Can you use it inhumanely? Of course you can. You can use harnesses inhumanely. You can use food incredibly inhumanely. Majority of pet owners in the United States use food inhumanely every day. But that's another topic for discussion, right? So I just want to make that point clear that it's not the tool, it's how you use it, right? And I've given this example before, a pen. I can use that to write elegant poetry. I can use it for a lot of different things. I can write my story, a top-selling book, or something like that, and the pen does incredible things. But if that pen is in jail with a crazy person and a crazy person's using it to stab people in the neck with it, is the pen the bad tool, or is it just a crazy person, right? So let's open up our mind and realize that this tool can be incredible and actually probably one of the best tools on the market with a good brand and if you know how to use it, right? So I'm gonna leave it at that, and we're gonna let her show you how much fun she's having, okay? For those of you that are just getting on here, the loyal people, keep hearting away, please. The loyal people that stick around till the end, I'm gonna do a little bit of a Q&A with, right? So we're just gonna be hanging out, us, just shooting it, right? So you'll be able to ask your questions. I'll answer for about 5 minutes, and I got a couple other dogs that I gotta get out for some walks and stuff, okay? So we're gonna get started here. Just to give you a little understanding of this, the level that we're working her on is a 3 out of 100. So when I say 3 out of 100, basically it's 10 levels. A collar has 10 levels, and there's a bunch of increments in between, right? So level 20 is kind of like a level 2. With the comfort pad that we use, it dissipates the sensation a little bit, and I don't start feeling it until around 22. And when I say feeling it, I don't mean like, oh my gosh, I feel it. I mean like, oh yeah, like I feel my fingers starting to tingle a little bit, I think, right? So that's no BS. That's with the brands that we're using. There are some brands out there over the counter that are nonsense, and that's where a lot of people get their studies from, where level 1 feels the equivalent of like a level 60 or a 70 on this, right? So we use e-collar technologies. Dogcha is also another good collar. The sensation's a little bit more sharp with Dogcha, but for some dogs, working dogs, that's fine. For pet dogs, we really, really like these. So I'm gonna set this up here. Keep hearting away, guys. So we use our markers, good, yes, and no. She doesn't have anything on. I have my food pouch right here. First thing we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna call her for a recall, right? I'm gonna try to set it up so I can get her to come this way so you can see she's still, working on this, but let me make sure I have her on the right level. So, Phoebe, here, Phoebe, good girl. Yes, good girl. I'll bring it over this way so you can see. We'll even do some place work in a second. This girl's having class. Phoebe here, good girl. Nope. Good. Down. Yes. Good job. Look at that tail going 100 miles an hour. I'm going to bring this over so you can see a couple rapid fire places. This looks like a good angle right here. Phoebe here. Good girl. Whoa. That was a big jump. Down. Good. Place. Yes. Good girl. This girl's like a freaking bullet, right? Phoebe here. Good girl. Oh, you gotta slow it down a little. Down. Here. There it is. Eye contact. Yes. Good girl. Coming back over to you guys. Phoebe, place. Good. Good job. Yes. Oh, so good. So good. She loves that placemat, right? You guys hard away? I love it. Phoebe here. Good. That was better. Look at that face. Place. Yes. Place. Yes. Place. Yes. good girl. Place. Good. Good means keep doing what you're doing, right? If I say good at a specific time, it's meant for a specific reason. Yes. Yes means your job is done. Come get your paycheck, girlfriend, right? So look, you see, when I send her there and I say yes, she comes, right? Or she breaks, essentially. Place. Yes. Watch what happens when I say good. Place. Yes. I'm going to say it right now for you. Place. Good. See it? So I can nurture on that if I want to. I can also call her and do things without feeding her every time, and that's the ultimate goal that you want to get to, right? You really want to get to a point where you don't need food. The dog is not doing it for food, right? People that are yeah, my dog will do this, but only if I have filet mignon on me. And even if I have that filet, if she sees a squirrel, she's gonna chase the squirrel, she'll come back to me, and then I'll reward her for coming back. So at some point there needs to be, that's where the disconnect is. We can accomplish fantastic things with food, and that's why we use that as a foundation. But if you want a dog to function in real world situations, I'm not talking about in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking about in New York City. I'm talking about in the middle of nowhere in the woods, around animals, when you're dealing with prey drive. My dog has the strongest prey drive on the planet, but I can still allow him to chase things, allow him to be a dog, don't have to be in an enclosed area, and I can call him back at any time that I want to, and he's the happiest dog on the planet. Anyone that has been to our workshops know that, right? Nope. Down. Good girl. That's a challenge right there, right? So to be able to do that, she didn't necessarily do anything wrong. Nope. Down. She didn't necessarily do anything wrong. I'm not upset with her. But that's a wonderful opportunity for me to interrupt in the middle of a distraction, right? So a correction, I basically corrected that she was doing something I didn't want, but it didn't mean that I was, I'm correcting you because you did something so wrong. I was just saying, no, don't do that, do this instead, right? So a correction is information. I've said this before. If I'm doing something wrong and I work for you or you're my friend, I would want you to let me know when I'm doing something wrong and then say, okay, don't do that, cool, what should I be doing? Right? So information, the more information you give your dog, the more successful, the better chance they have at being successful. Sometimes simplifying things makes sense too. If I'm going to give my friend a multiple choice question and I really want him or her to get it right, I'm going to give him answers A and B. I'm not going to give him answers A through Z, right? So it's just common sense stuff here. It's not rocket science, right? I'm going to take Q&A in just a little bit here. Just wanted to show you how much fun she's having. This is going to go up on YouTube. It's likely going to go up on our Facebook page as well. Again, for those of you that might just be chiming in, my name is Blake Rodriguez, Dream Come True Canine. DCTK9.com is the website. Dream Come True Canine is for everything. Our Periscope here, our Instagram, the Facebook page, my personal Facebook page is Blake Rodriguez. We're posting a lot of good stuff there. YouTube, everything is Dream Come True Canine. Do a recall for you real quick. Phoebe here, good girl. Down, good. Nope, down. Nope, down. So now I'm moving and that presents more of a challenge. So I finally get away and she doesn't move, good. I can mark that good and say that's more of what I'm looking for when I say down. That was a little bit of a switch, right? Can you guys see her? Hold on, let me see here. Yeah, a little bit. That's a little bit of a switch, right? A switch meaning we've kind of been in a little bit of a routine to get you successful. Once you're really good, I'll throw a couple curveballs in there. Not because I'm trying to stump you, I want to get you really good at hitting curveballs, right? So this is the training. Phoebe, place. Good girl. Nope, place. See, so the nope is actually meaningful. The nope is very, very meaningful. Good girl. And I'm going to end it there. We're going to do some Q&A. Listen to Miley Cyrus. Now, if Periscope was really, really cool, I'd be able to exit Periscope while still being on with you, change the song on Spotify, but they don't have that type of Bluetooth technology just yet. All right, so, let me get this off real quick. All right, so there we are. Tips, use the prong and the e-collar. You have to figure out, there's a couple different ways to do that. We teach this at our, that's a good question. Hold that. Actually, I'll answer that really, really quickly. Hey, Jen, what's up? No, we have 24/7 video audio surveillance. We're here at 7 a.m. We are out of here by 9 p.m. The dogs are pooped. I have a monitor at my place. I live 5 minutes away. My brother, who's our head trainer, lives 5 minutes away. And I can pull it up on my phone, the video. The dogs are knocked out. They have their pad in the crate. They have their water, passed out, fans going, everything. They're all set, heat in the winter. So I use continuous for practically everything. Momentary becomes what I use when I get a response, because dogs are responding quicker. And then eventually you want to fade that out and go to like a gambling kind of situation where you try it without, so you're giving relevance to the word instead of always having to rely on that, right? So there's different ways to kind of go about that, but that also ties into the prong and the e-collar question. I just finished doing a session. We also taught this at our last Understanding Canine Behavior workshop seminar that I teach with Tyler Muto, getting dogs to kind of follow your leg. And that has to do with giving either relevance to the collar, the prong collar, or giving relevance to the remote, right? So whatever you want the dog to respond for, you would use that first, followed by the stronger correction. And this is assuming that your dog knows these tools already, knows the remote collar already, knows the prong collar already, because you don't want to throw that on and then start correcting. But the dog knows those things. Then what you can do is, if I want to give relevance to the prong collar, the prong collar is going to be what I use, followed by remote collar, right? Same thing, because basically it's teaching them, for example, actually Tyler has given this example before. Well, we just got to find a venue, the space. My space here isn't big enough to have that workshop. This is a very elaborate 4-day thing. It's $2,500 for a working spot. People come from all over the world with their dogs, with their client dogs. It's for pet owners, for dog owners, trainers, aspiring trainers, established trainers. And what we're doing is you can bring a dog, or you can not problems. If it has a problem, you can get it to us and bring it, right? So catered lunch every day, big graduation dinner. It's a very, very big thing. It's an investment, $2,500, but it's I can tell you right now, it's worth it. And we cap it off at 15. Yeah, we do a bunch of several commands. So going, yeah. I mean, Kim just went to the seminar. She went to the one in New Hampshire, and I mean, you can type your experience in there. She just went to our last one, and Copper just recently went to our workshop and just came to socialization class today. So that was awesome to see. But if I want to teach sit, usually I'm saying sit, then doing what the dog was doing to get the sit before. Kim was Casey. She was just on here. She might be typing right now. She's watching this here. I have to actually get on Tyler because he just had a kid and he doesn't want to travel as much. I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing one in Niagara in June, Niagara, New York. I'm trying to get him to go back to New Hampshire, which was an awesome, awesome place. And then maybe one more on the West Coast or in Florida. I mean, there's tools that check it out. You can visit the Facebook page or the Facebook page Understanding Canine Behavior. I've worked with tools that I don't prefer. I understand the value of them and the limitations. I don't really walk around with clickers. Barp alone does some fantastic stuff with clickers, and there are a lot of awesome clicker trainers. I like to use just my mouth, whether that's words or sounds. I don't really like choke chains. I'm not a huge fan of choke chains. I love prong collars. Oh, Van Cortlandt Park, no way. Yeah. My parents, so my dad was a professional racquetball player. And won a lot of tournaments over in Van Cortlandt Park. He still plays today, but it's city. It's not indoor 4-wall. It's 1-wall. A little bit of a different sport. Yeah, Copper is just unbelievable. So anyway, if I want to teach a sit, I would say sit, and then do the word, say sit, do the word, all those things. But anyway, let's keep answering these questions, guys. This is great. We are hitting the remote for a lot of the commands right now. The reality is, I'll do it, so I'm actually even going to do this. She'll come either way. Actually, let me get her off real quick. Phoebe, here. Good girl. Sit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you this. This is gonna be here. So it's not a dog that's just doing it for that. Phoebe, place. Good girl. Let me spin this around real quick. Hold on. Like, and then some people will also say like, oh, well, she's just doing that because she's scared, even though you see like the tail wagging and stuff. But I mean, this is gonna be just for the haters. Like, I'll take the collar off of her. Sorry, girl, you're so tiny. So the collar is off of her, right? Remote's still over there. Doesn't matter. Phoebe, here. Good girl. Good. Down. Good. Phoebe, place. Good girl. Yes. Oh, a little bit of praise because I'm out of food. A little bit of praise because I'm out of food. Yes. Oh my gosh. This little dog is on a remote collar, or what some people will call a shock collar. They don't know what they're talking about. Oh my gosh, I'm abusing you. Right? Silly. So check this out. Phoebe, nope, place. Good girl. Down. Awesome. I mean, who doesn't want a dog like that, right? What other questions do we have, guys? Hardaway, seriously? Come on, we're using it up. It is a mini. It is a mini Einstein. It's just that dog is incredibly small. Hold on one second. Question. Sorry, I know I missed the difference between a halt. Yes, you asked that question before. I don't like choke change because you need a lot of precision. A lot of like precision. I mean, it's good for maybe like show dogs and stuff, but it has to be perfectly fitted. It's very hard to get it perfectly fitted. I might as well just use a slip lead, if anything. Shoot, Yoda, what was that question? Difference between a halty and a gentle leader. I'm going to show you right now. Hold on one sec. Let me flip this over. Okay, so halties. I think that the new gentle leaders might have adapted a little bit, but basically, Soko, come here for a second. So basically, what a halty is this here, all right? So this goes on, looks just like a gentle leader. This goes on behind here, right? Now, you have this that goes to the leash, and notice that there's a space here. This goes to the attachment collar as a backup, just in case this slips off. So gentle leaders don't have this backup. That's one. The leash would go to this, and when you pull, it contracts. When you open back up, it expands. Gentle leaders don't do that. Gentle leaders it's almost like they're generically made because they saw these. Another thing is that it's a nylon, uncomfortable strap around the nose that can cause like marks and stuff. The halties have cushion. They have the cushion. They have the backup. And they also expand and contract, so you can do some pretty solid pressure relief stuff. There's actually, I think she's out in Utah. Yeah, Utah. Heather Beck. She has a company out there. I think it's called Canine Lifeline. She does a lot of halty work, right? She's known for using halties and doing some socialization work out there. Brian Agnew also uses halties with dog aggression and stuff. Only thing is you have to be careful. You can't correct the way you would be able to. Like, you can almost more safely correct with a prong collar. Actually, you definitely can. Than, try to correct with a halty, because you're dealing with the neck and you can really do some damage to neck muscles. So it's meant to guide. A lot of the gentle leaders just, hold on one sec. A lot of the gentle leaders, you always see people holding, and the dog is kind of like this, constant pressure on the muzzle, constant pressure on the leash. That's not the way it's supposed to be used, to get softer, right? I might have missed some other questions. What other questions? Let's see what else we got here. What questions do we have, guys? We'll get a couple more here, and then I'll post this on YouTube for sure. Are we done? Great. How to start out as a new trainer. Send us a Thanks, Yoda. Appreciate it. Send us an inquiry through our website, and we'll send you some stuff. There's a lot of different workshops and things out there, but it depends on what you're trying to train for, right? Do you want to be a trick trainer? Do you want to be obedience trainer? Do you want to do real world dog training? Once I know that, to answer that question there, once I know that each is solid without mixing and matching, right? That's very important for me. But yeah, like you want to know, like, do you want to do scent detection, right? Do you want to do rehab? There's not a lot of people that are working with behavior problems. We're not talking about like the puppy, like, you know what I mean, or like the glorified daycare or anything like that. We're talking like we're working with problem dogs, you know, and happy-go-lucky ones as well. But you have to know what field of trainer you want to be. Just like you say you want to be a doctor, great, but for what? Do you want to be a doctor in pediatrics or you know, open heart surgery? All right. Yeah, no problem. Basic family dog training. So there's a couple things. You got to be really good with people. You got to be really good with people. You have to know how to relate. That's why I focus a lot on analogies and stuff like that. You have to be able to relate to people. You have to be able to get personal, because there's a lot of personal ties and relations, right? You also have to get good at not beating around the bush if you actually want to help that individual, because they're paying you, the professional, because they need your help, not the other way around, paying you and then telling you how to do it. They don't know how to do it. That's why they're hiring you, right? So you got to be good. Oh man, repeat that. I saw something about a communication versus a correction. I totally missed that. I'm sorry. That'll probably be the last one. How are you? And then I want to get out of here by 9. So I got the dogs downstairs. I think we have 8 more downstairs that just get out for like their last walk. We've done a lot today. Today was busy. We had a pack socialization. If you follow the Facebook page, you'll see the videos. Is the e-collar purpose so the correction is not attached to the leash holder? What do you mean by that? The e-collar purpose so that, like, it's not attached to the leash, like meaning you would correct with the remote? I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand that one. I'm tired, so I could just be reading it the wrong way. What other questions do we have, guys? Dude, oh, are you really? I'm Puerto Rican Italian. I haven't had rice and beans in a while, man. I've really been trying to work on trying to get this solid beach body for summer. And then I'm going to be by the beach in Florida in January, so I want to look somewhat presentable. I want to look as good as my dog does and the clients that I'm training. Doesn't matter. If I'm going to be doing come and then place, I got to make sure that the dogs know both. Yeah, trust me, I love rice and beans too, man. I grew up on that. My mom makes killer rice and beans. Taught me how to do that also. Yeah, I will devour that. Sorry, once I heard it, so the correction isn't perceived as coming from the leash. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, that depends. Like, so this is the thing. Remote collar stuff, I want dogs to know that that's me. In most cases, right? So that's actually a great question. I want dogs to know that it's me, because that's my voice. If I'm speaking, I want them to know that, hey, it's me speaking, not that other person, right? But that's also why I'm not just using it to correct. There's times, of course, I'm going to use it to correct, but we're using it to just communicate. Now, if I'm trying to give a superstitious correction, or I'm doing something like rattlesnake aversion, that's different. On the East Coast, I don't have to do that, but what's really popular on the West Coast, they have rattlesnakes, and this is the thing you have to look at. You have to look at this. Nature corrects. You don't want to correct, nature will correct, right? So now you have an awesome happy-go-lucky dog that's outside. He hears, sees this snake moving around. He's like, oh, wow, let me check that out. Yeah, well, that's exactly what I'm talking about right now, Mr. Six. And he goes over there, gets bit by the snake, and the correction is, you learned the hard way, you're dead in a little bit. But, and on the West Coast, what they do is they'll trap these rattlesnakes, they'll have that going, they'll put it in a clear box with some holes so the dogs can see it, and when the dog naturally gets curious and goes over there, high level correction, they're not associated with it, wow! The dog goes away and runs away and goes, holy cow, man, I don't know, that snake, whatever that thing is magical. Stay away from that. So if they're ever out on their own, they see it, they go, no, I learned my lesson. I'm not going to you. Got it, no problem, I'll stay back. So that can actually save a dog's life, right? Of course nature corrects, yeah, man. I mean, there's different types of nature, right? So there's urban nature too. If I don't teach my child or my dog not to cross the street without me or waiting for my hand, If I don't correct that and make sure you cannot ever do that, especially if the mistake is made, I don't do my job, and guess what? Nature corrects and they get hit by a car. And I assure you that getting hit by a car is going to be way more of a harsh correction, a harsher correction than what mine would have been, right? So yeah, so that's it, guys. I got to get going. Show you, look, she's actually passed out. She went from having a blast to just passing out. This guy's, he just popped. Oh, they actually was popped for a while. We got Maggie over here. This one's passed out over here. That is it. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for following. Keep spreading the word. We'll keep this going. I will talk to you guys. Night, guys.